So I just needed to make this video because I have to explain something and I want it to be on YouTube and not just be a Facebook Live or a Facebook video, but I will put it on Facebook as well. So because someone asked me in a Facebook Live today, how do you know how much content to give out? And one, give out as much content as you can without feeling yuck. And I think two, give out as much content as you can without feeling abused in some way by the client relationship, because there comes a point, I think, where you're just actually going to run out of time. You can't do it anymore because you've got your paid programs, right? So they can come across and join your paid programs. I mean, you can say that, you don't have to, totally up to you. People that are really busy don't have a lot of time to answer a lot of free questions, but you have to love your niche. You absolutely have to love the people that you're working for, because you are working for them. Don't forget, you have to love them. You're always going to have to do free stuff, but if you've been working for yourself for a while, you probably already know that anyway. The gold in that, how to know how much you actually give away is actually, I think, look, I've realized that my gold and how I help people is that I might get a person and they think they want XYZ that's like over here, and they can see that. And when I start out with them, it might be, I can see a little bit of the way, and I know that I can guide them, and I understand, business systems and outsourcing things and getting busy and all the mindset work that goes behind all the expansion that they need to become the person that implements all this stuff. But what I don't start out with right from the beginning with them is I don't start out with saying, well, right from week 1, now trust me, by week 12, what we're going to be doing over here is having a big package and you're going to sell it to people for $10,000. Now, the reason I'm using that as an example is, if you've seen my website, there is an example on there of someone that did go from a very low hourly wage to selling $10,000 packages. Now, I didn't say to her when she started work with me, well, at week 12, we're going to be selling $10,000 packages. I didn't say that. I didn't know that that was going to happen. What I did know was that whatever was going to happen was going to come out of her. And I had an honest conversation with her and said, oh my God, this is on a platter for you, And I will always have an honest conversation with people about whether I think they can make it or not, because it's not cut out for everybody, this whole work for yourself thing. It's not cut out for everybody, the fact that you could launch anything that you want and you can get to where you want. You've, one, got to believe, and two, it does help to be accountable to someone, because there is scientific evidence that whatever you track and are accountable to actually changes, even if when you first start doing it you don't like it and it feels yuck. So that's what I've figured out is actually my genius in helping people. And when it comes back to the question of how much do you give away to people, if you can figure out what your genius is in how you help people, that's the gold. So how much of that you want to give away, do whatever feels comfortable in your heart to do. I have never with, for example, this always comes up because of coaching trainers and they're selling fat loss products, right? And they've been told previously to, only give away this at this level and only give away this at this level, etc. I can't have a conversation with someone and be all of a sudden talking and then say, oh no, and think to myself, I can't explain that because that's in my premium package. It doesn't happen. That doesn't happen for me. What works for me is if I am, on a time limit, it'll be a 30-minute appointment or it'll be a 90-minute appointment, and then how much follow-up do they get in between, because there's people that pay a lot of money for a lot of follow-up in between. And then there's people that don't pay as much money. So I just don't put as much time into the online stuff for those guys as the guys that do pay a lot. However, I do always give lots of stuff away for free. Now, the stuff that I'm giving away for free honestly could be found on the internet. It really could. Most of what you need to be able to do can actually be found on the internet if we're truthful. But what can't be found is the genius of the hand holding. And that might sound like you're a pussy, but you're not. Actually understanding that someone else can help you sometimes is just the most incredible uplifting situation for yourself. So it's so important sometimes to, one, be able to ask for help, but two, you know, to be able to accept the kick in the ass, and three, it's hard to look at your own business in reflection. But understanding where you sit as a coach of whatever it is you do in your business, and then helping those people take them through the process. Understand that your time is worth money when you take them through the process. So it's quite a high level thing. For example, I was talking to a trainer who I'm helping launch an online thing the other day. It's quite a high level thing if someone has phone, email, internet access to you all the time. That's quite a high level package. Your time is definitely worth money, always. And it's harder to coach somebody than it is just to, you know, send them a templated program of whatever it is that they need to follow. I hope that clears up some questions for you as far as what you need to give away and what you don't need to give away, because there's no curriculum in this whole thing where you're working for yourself. There really isn't. Oh, shit, my arm's getting sore. There's really no curriculum, so you really get to make the whole thing up. But again, it comes back to how do you feel about stuff. Look at how you've been coached, I guess, in the past. Look at transactions that you've liked and you haven't liked. If you've got any questions, feel free to hit me up. I know how I coach people. I know what feels good and what doesn't. And honestly, a lot of the answers will come from there. I know that I've often used coaches, and I have one now. I'm always using them actually to learn from or to have a kick up the ass. But it definitely helps propel things forward. But look, everything's individual. Stop making yourself wrong. Stop consuming all my content and everyone else's, and go out there and make your own and help lots of people. And let me know if I can help you.